Life, they say, in the 21st century was supposed to be simple. Technology has enabled real-time communication between people living in remote corners of the planet. Traveling around the world has become cheaper and quicker. Infrastructure development has ensured a comfortable life across major cities. But if a UNESCO report is to be believed, half, 50% of the world's population will not have access to clean drinking water. That's the bare minimum you need to live. UNESCO says that more than 3 billion people currently live in areas that suffer from water scarcity for at least 1 month in a year. This number is expected to rise to 5 billion by 2050. That report says at least half of the world's population will struggle to quench its thirst. The report also says that an increase in demand from various industries, agriculture and a growing population is putting pressure on the water cycle. Climate change is also one of the reasons behind this increasing water scarcity. And India is staring at a cruel irony. Today, we are talking about it because it's World Water Day today. According to a report by a global advocacy group, India has the highest number of people, 163 million to be exact, without access to clean drinking water. 163 million people. What's worse, India has more smartphones and mobile internet users than people with access to clean drinking water. Talk about priorities. The report says that while there is a significant improvement in access to clean drinking water, India still faces major challenges. Falling groundwater levels, drought, pollution and poor resource management are major hurdles toward ensuring that every Indian citizen gets clean drinking water. Another report on the water crisis by UNESCO paints a rather grim picture. The report says that India could face an intensified water crisis by 2050. As much as 40% of renewable surface water resources could dry up by then. So what would happen if we were to ignore these warnings? Look at Cape Town in South Africa. A severe water crisis there is threatening to cut off water supply to over 4 million people. And it's not the only city that stares at a dry spell. The clock is ticking for at least 11 other cities, including one from India, that may run out of water in the near future.
After a severe water crisis has hit South Africa's capital, Cape Town, the drought-stricken city is expected to run completely out of water in 3 months. This date has been dubbed as Day Zero. Hundreds of Cape Town residents are now being forced to stand in long queues to stock up on whatever little water they can get their hands on.
I think there's going to be chaos. I mean, I hope Day Zero never comes, but I can see with people wanting to come here and the desperation for water, I think we're still going to realize that water is more valuable than oil. I don't want to be too critical, but I think better plans should have been put in place a long time already.
We use our shower water, which we put into the toilets, and of course we wash in a little basin, and we bucky wash when we take a shower. So that has been a major change for us.
But Cape Town, it seems, is just the tip of the iceberg. A quarter of the world's major cities are facing water shortages. 11 major cities are most likely going to run out of drinking water soon. Some of the cities are capitals, while others are major financial or tourist hubs. But this does not make them immune to a looming water crisis. One of Brazil's biggest cities, Sao Paulo, is the most likely to run out of water in the near future. It went through a similar ordeal as Cape Town in 2015 when the main reservoir in Sao Paulo fell below the 4% capacity level. Taking the second spot is the Indian IT hub of Bengaluru. Not a single lake in the city is suitable for drinking or bathing due to severe water pollution. Toxic froth has become an all-too-familiar sight in Bengaluru's largest lakes, the Bellandur and Varthur. And believe it or not, last month a massive fire broke out in the Bellandur lake that raged for 7 hours. Property development projects and outdated drainage systems make matters worse for Bengaluru residents. Poor air quality is not the only issue Beijing residents have to deal with. China is home to almost 20% of the world's population but has only 7% of the world's fresh water. Official figures from 2015 showed that 40% of Beijing's surface water was polluted to the point of not being useful even for agriculture or industrial use. A surprising entry on the list is London. Though the city is known for its overcast and rainy weather, it gets only half the rainfall New York receives. London draws 80% of its water from rivers Thames and River Lea. The coastal city of Miami is a tropical paradise, but its seawater is the exact reason behind the looming water crisis. An early 20th century project to drain nearby swamps had an unforeseen result. Water from the Atlantic Ocean contaminated the Biscayne aquifer, the city's main source of fresh water. Despite covering about 70% of the Earth's surface, drinking water is not as plentiful as one might think, as only 3% of it is fresh. The impending day zero in Cape Town is a stark reminder of the ugly reality which may not even spare the richest and the largest cities. Bureau Report, WION.